Afternoon everyone. I was going to do this video inside, and generally it's easier to sit in a little office with your bit of paper up in the air and you can have a read off and discuss things that you want to discuss. But today I thought I'd talk about the importance of not getting in the trap of keeping up with your neighbour. Before I start, everyone was saying to me the other day you should be wearing a cap in the sunshine. Although it's a little overcast today, I thought, do you know what? Put the cap on, take people's advice, try and, sitting in the sun all the time ain't so good for you. I don't actually sit in the sun very often, but I just thought, do you know what? I'll quickly pop on today and have a little chat. And rather than the boring confounds of, four walls in an office, I thought I'd jump on. If you haven't seen Paul Thorpe's video, he posted a video this morning about our upcoming boxing match. Look at that, mate. Hands of stone. We're going to do a little bit of sparring for charity, I think. I don't know whether it's charity or no money or whatever. Maybe, I don't know, there may be a donation button or something, or someone can click something for charity. It'd be a chosen charity. I'm sure it'd be some sort of children's charity or something like that. That's up and coming in the next few weeks. I don't know when it's going to be. I think Paul needs to start, getting Sylvester Stallone over to give him a little bit of personal training. But we'll see what happens with that. I'm sitting outside. It's a little bit windy. Bit overcast, but I've got the fluff on the mic, so fingers crossed you'll still be able to hear me okay. So the importance, I'm going to read out because I've got my little bullet points on the thing and then we'll discuss it. Don't look on social media such as, Twitter, Instagram, bloody TikTok, whatever you want to call it, for a comparison of how well you're doing in life, right? Most of the time, people on TikTok and all that, the things that they're showing is not real life. There's one little fly that won't go away. It's not real life, is it? I mean, they'll be sitting there giving it the large and showing what they've got and how well they're doing and how amazing life is. Be honest with you, it's exactly the same for everyone. Listen, right? If you can pay your mortgage or your rent, and you can go work and you can put food on the table and you can have a holiday and you can pay all your bills and you don't get in any debt, you ain't doing bad. You're in the higher percentage of people. There's an awful lot of people out there at the moment that's struggling, really, really struggling with the cost of inflation. The cost of living has been increasing drastically. And there's one little fly that's buzzing around. Is going to get a right hander in a minute. I'll see how quick my hands are. And if you can be on top of your bills, on top of your expenses, and you pay your taxes and you can pay your national insurance and maybe put into a little private pension and stuff, and you can still afford a holiday or two and you can get yourself through to the next month, you're doing all right in life. There's so many people that look over the fence. There's that little fly again. He's going to get one in a minute. So many people look over the fence and the next door neighbour's bought a new car and you think, wow, my car's 4 years old now and the next door neighbour's car's only a year old or whatever. And you start to think, wow, I'm not doing as well as they are. But that could be on finance. You might own your 5-year-old car that's worth 7 or 8 grand. They might have finance on it. They might have 3 grand in it and the rest of it's on finance. Don't fall into this trap of going out and trying to buy a Louis Vuitton purse when you can't really afford to do so, to make yourself look like you're fitting in or blending in and you've got the money. You're better off having a £10 wallet with £1,000 in the wallet than you are having a £1,000 wallet with £10 in it. Does that make sense? Like I say, you don't see their debts. You don't see they could be getting further and further into debt all the time. I'm not saying they are, but listen, don't compare yourself to anyone. If you can put food on the table, you can pay your bills, you can keep above things in these hard times, because inflation is high. There's no two ways about it. In all countries, not just the UK, not just Spain, inflation's high. When we first moved to Spain, I remember a kilo of mincemeat in the local supermarket was €6.40. That same kilo of mincemeat, and it's beef mincemeat, is now €10.40. So it's gone up from it's gone up €4, which is about 80 odd % in maybe it's 2 years, because it wasn't that long ago it started going up. Now that's just that. Eggs have gone up. Everything's gone up. The electricity seems to be still fairly reasonable. Fuel seems to be, comparison to the UK, maybe a little bit cheaper. I mean, I saw diesel the other day, which worked out about £1 a litre. So that was pretty good going. But like I say, if you can pay your bills and you can get through the month without falling into debt, then you're doing all right. I think there was a percentage that I actually wrote down. I've got to find it on this bit of paper. I think it's, let's have a little look, see if I can find it. The actual, I think it was like 33% of the population are finding it very difficult to make ends meet every single month, and they're falling further and further into debt. Now, if there's 80 million people in the UK and a third of those people are getting into debt, further debt, every single month, that's a sign that there's problems. Do you understand what I mean? Now, if you can, like I say, spending money on things that you don't need to impress people that you don't particularly like, buying things that you don't, you can't really afford, is one way you're going down. It's as simple as that. Keep your money in your pocket. Try and put a little bit away for a rainy day if you can. Every month, if you could buy a little bit of gold every single month. Gold seems to be a very safe haven for money. If you could buy a little bit of gold every single month and just put it away, be that, don't buy it from a retail shop, buy it from a gold broker. Be it that little gold coin, maybe a little half sovereign. They're about £270 a month, £270 for a half sovereign at the moment. And that's a lot of money to a lot of people, I understand that. But if you could buy one of them every month, you'll have 12 half sovereigns. Now, if the price of gold goes up, great. If the price of gold goes down, just keep it, put it away. Just forget about it. It's a little investment, little idea. And I believe that you can look into it yourself. I believe that there's a capital gain advantage in gold sovereigns and inheritance tax, I believe. I might be wrong, in the UK. So they're just a couple of little things that you could maybe just chuck a couple of £100 a month into, or every other month you could buy a half sovereign. Put it away, just forget it. And then, if gold goes up to $10,000 an ounce, you've trebled your money. Just a little idea. Maybe rather than buying, a Louis Vuitton handbag or a Gucci purse or whatever, or Gucci t-shirt or a whatever, Prada, whatever, these things all, look at this one. This t-shirt's from Primark, mate. There you go. Just a training t-shirt. I've been doing a little bit of exercise just now. I went for a walk up into the mountains because Sophie is asleep on the sofa with Carter, and it's a bit of an emotional day for us today. Our baby that she lost 6 months ago during the pregnancy would have been due today, so it's quite a tough day for all concerned. I've decided to go out for a long walk. I went out for about an hour's walk, which was nice. I never do that. As I say, they were both asleep. Sophie didn't sleep particularly well last night, and today's a bit of an emotional day, so I'm going to take her out for something to eat tonight. Just not to celebrate, just to, I don't know, just to take our mind off of things a little bit. Anyway, I don't want to bring the video down. Yeah, like I say, again, going on to the assets versus liabilities, try and buy something that's going to go up in value. Gold might not go up in value, and this isn't by any means financial advice. I'm not placed to give anyone financial advice. I'm just trying to say, rather than buying that Gucci handbag to, that'll only go down in value, you buy a pair of shoes from, I don't know, Prada, whatever. As soon as you walk out on the floor with them, they're half price or less than that. You've done your money. It's nice to buy nice things, but does it really make you feel any better? I don't think so. I really don't. But if you buy a little asset every month, just put it away. Forget it's there. Put it somewhere safe. Forget it's there. And in a couple of years' time, you might be able to buy a full sovereign. They're 550 quid at the moment because gold is so high. And I'm not saying that gold will stay high, but I think, personal opinion, not financial advice, I think that gold will go up. I think we're seeing $4,000, $5,000 an ounce in the foreseeable future. And if you can buy something that just even holds your money and maybe increases a little bit, it's not a bad idea, rather than wasting it on liabilities to try and make yourself keep up with the Joneses. And that's just not the way to do it. Like I say, I can't give financial advice to anyone. But if I could give any advice whatsoever, I would say buy an asset. Or if you've got loans, pay your loans down, because your interest rate on your loans is going to be a lot less than your savings that you've got in the bank that's earning interest at a much lower rate, and you get taxed on that interest rather than clearing up your loans that acquire interest that you get no tax relief on. Like I say, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just jumping on. I'm going to do a live probably tomorrow night, in Thursday night. Today's the 4th, so it'll be the 5th of June. I'm going to do one tomorrow night. It'll probably be about 9:30 UK time. And don't know what we'll chat about. We'll chat about, maybe someone asked a question the other day. If you like Rolex watches and you can't afford to buy one, is it bad that you buy a fake? Maybe we'll start with that subject tomorrow night. Is it bad? Personal opinion. We'll talk about it tomorrow night. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you all tomorrow night on the live. Make sure your notifications are turned on, because you've got to subscribe to the channel and then your notifications, and then it will come up with a little notification that we're going live as and when we do. I'm going to get Paul Thorpe on a live video probably next week, or maybe even this weekend. And yeah, we'll have a little bit of fun. I'm going to ask him a few questions that are probably a little bit uncomfortable. So we can, you know, ask a few questions. If you've got any questions you want put to Paul, chuck them in the comments. As long as they're respectful, then I'll chuck Paul a few questions. Obviously, he's moved out to Spain. He's made his decision now. He doesn't feel comfortable in the UK. So I'm going to ask him a few questions about how he's finding it, what his goals are, where his future lies, and things like that. But we'll see you tomorrow night if you're free. Tomorrow night, about 10:30 Spanish time, 9:30 UK time. Pop on for the live. I don't know whether I'll be advertising it, because I've done that before and I went on the wrong live. That was still saying it was going live and it didn't work. So I'll see you all tomorrow night, and stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you soon.